Pick the owls. Your attention, please, students. As I'm sure you fifth years are actually acutely aware, the end of term marks the start of your examinations. For fifth years, this means your ordinary resident levels, also known as OWLs. Here to introduce O.W.L.s is your examiner from the Resident Examination Authority, Professor Toffee. Thank you. To refresh your memories, the OWLs are a series of exams that determine your skill in a particular subject. Each subject has both a written and practical exam. Upon the completion of your exam, you will be assigned one of the 6 scores for each subject. 3 passing scores, outstanding, exceeds expectation, and acceptable. And 3 failing scores, poor, dreadful, and troll. Your score in the subject will determine whether you will be allowed to continue on to Newt level coursework. And as some careers require certain marks in Newt level classes, you can see why your OWLs are important. Your future here at Hogwarts and post-graduation depends on them, so I encourage you to take them seriously. The OWL examination period will begin shortly. Good luck to you all. Our 5th year is almost over, and it's time to take our OWLs. There's so much revision I still need to do. What about you? Are you ready? Oops. I've been revising hard for this, so I'm ready. I wish I had your confidence. I have been revising at least 9 hours every day. God damn! I wonder if everyone else is confident about OWLs scores as you. Good idea. We can even organize some revision groups. One way or another, the OWLs seem to be all everyone has on their minds. You may be one of the only 5th years ready to take your OWL. Discussing the OWLs, I see. I hope you don't mind if I borrow Mr. Dane. Of course, I should get back to revising. I understand this year has been especially difficult and you are worried about the course vaults in your brother. I urge you to put that out of your mind for now and focus on your studies. Let us handle the repercussions of the course vaults. I'll try to keep my mind on the OWLs. I suggest you revise hard, work with your friends, and think about what you want to do after Hogwarts. Thanks for the advice. I'll go talk to Professor McGonagall now. You said you want to discuss my career options, though I'm sure you have been focused on the present dangers surrounding the coast vaults. This time, come around to discuss the future and what careers you are interested in pursuing, as well as what OWLs and classes you should focus on in particular. With that talent, as long as you score well on your OWLs, your newts, you could do just about anything. Do you know what you want to do after you leave Hogwarts? No, I have no idea. I would have hoped you have given it this more thought, but that's what this meeting's for. That's alright, that's why we are here. Let us start by reviewing some of your most popular career paths. After hearing about all of those different careers, I feel unsure than ever before. I can't make the decision for you, but I can tell you the requirements for the most popular careers. Likewise, most professors specialize in a single branch of academia. Not every career is so straightforward. Shall I go over the more demanding careers? Ministry of Magic employees and courseworkers must be well rounded, always require at least 5 newts, and nothing under exceeds expectations. The same is true for healers, specifically in potions, transfiguration, herbology, charms, and defense against the dark arts. Correct. Thank you. At least I'm more informed, even if I'm still not ready to make a career choice. Then I suggest you think long about what you're interested in doing. You may also seek advice from your friends and other professors. I'm always swamped with Joan exam seasons. I was hoping I could get your help too. Advise me to consider what I want to do after Hogwarts. She suggested I get advice from my friends and professors. I'll tell you what, if you organize my inventory, I'll let you know what I think. What do you want me to organize? Auto answer quills, remember alls, detachable crib and cuffs, self correcting ink. You'd be surprised how many students taking the owls and newts come in looking for help cheating. But my clients don't need to know that. Helping students cheat on owls is risky even for you. Swear all my clients are to secrecy. Besides, what's the worst that can happen getting punished? I'm already in infinite detention. Can't decide if that's brave or stupid. Speaking of clients, here comes one now. Penny, don't tell me you're here to come get something to help you cheat. I didn't think you'd be here. It's not like you to cheat. I know, but I don't have a choice. Let's talk about your options. Thanks for organizing my inventory. Now for the part of the bargain. I think you should join the Department of Magical Law Enforcement at the Ministry of Magic. I did report a student for using magic outside of class when I was trying to become a prefect, but why the Department of Magical Law? You do have plenty of experience dealing with dark wizards, plus I could use a contact on the inside. What do you think? Are you interested in working for the Department of Magical Law? No. No offense, but I'm not really interested in joining the magical law enforcement. This may be a good time to mention that I don't give refunds on an unsatisfactory advice. I appreciate the suggestion. Nothing, Penny's not buying, excuse me, but I think that's up to Penny, Jay's right, but I have no other choice. You keep saying that, but what do you mean? Ever since B got trapped in the painting, I've been focused on trying to help her. I barely had any time to revise. Even when I did try to revise, I was too upset to focus. Now I regret not telling you to drink that draught to peace. Don't. It's not like I can realistically depend on them to make me feel better every time. The point is, I'm not prepared. If I take my owls now, I'll fail, and if I fail, I won't be able to take my newts. And if I can't take newt level potions, I'll never become a potioneer. I'm in the middle of a sale. Cheating may be the only way I can pass my owls. Why shouldn't I do it? You are a role model for B and all those younger students. What kind of example would you be setting for them if you cheated? I never thought about it that way. I'd hate to let them down. But what else am I supposed to do? We can revise potions together. Damn, she ain't coming. You can. I hope this means you've decided not to cheat. That's what B would want me to do. I think you're right. Now we have got a lot of revising to do. Since we are going to be up late cramming, I thought we could stop by brewing a wide-eye potion. I could use the help staying awake, and it would be good practice. And if it helps you revise, I'd be happy to help. Great, then I'll let you take the lead as we brew. Your wide-eye potion came out great. In fact, despite what Snape might say, you have always been great at potion making, almost as good as me. You should consider becoming a potioneer too. That's a good idea. I could definitely see myself being a potioneer. Think of all new potions we could invent together. If we are going to become potioneers, we better get serious about revision. I'll drink the wide-eye potion, and we can get started. Can I have some of that wide-eye potion? How did you know we were in here brewing wide-eye potion? Gather the ingredients and recognize them, then follow her here, please. I need a wide-eye potion if I'm going to revise all night. Since first you, if anyone's ready for this exam, it's you. But I just took a practice exam and got more than half of the questions wrong. I thought it was a fluke, so I took another one, but I did even worse. I need the wide-eye potion so I can cram 5 years worth of material into one day. Is that even possible? I agree with Doctors. I think the best thing for you right now is to take your mind off the owls. Trust me, Holly, I am desperate. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest after Penny and I finish revising. I know how you can relax. I'm sorry, what's your name? I'm Chair Lobokuska. Nice to meet you. Save me from Fenrir Greyback attacked on Halloween, that's one. Oh, I thought playing it with a cute creature might help you distress. So I asked Haggard and Chair to lure both out. And this is both. As a werewolf pup. I have read about this. Apparently, when werewolf mate on the full moon, they can have wolf cubs. That never stops sounding odd. Seeing a werewolf pup is fascinating, but I failed to see how it can help me. You say that now, but we'll see if you can feel the same way after you play with both a bit. I do feel more relaxed after playing with Boff, but what if my revision block still hasn't been cued? I figured there's only one way to know for sure. Why don't you ask Rowan the test question? That's correct. You were right. Playing with Boff helped me relax. It's my firm belief that hugging a werewolf pup should be considered a form of healing magic. If only solving my problem was as easy as playing with Boff. If that's all you'll be needing from this little guy, I'll be getting him back to his family now. You look distracted. Is it because of that problem you mentioned? I'm having a hard time deciding what I want to do after I graduate. I've been inspired to be one ever since the healers at St. Mungo's helped me through my incident. I hope to one day even cure the incurable. You're going to be a great healer. I think you could too. Just look at how far you went out of your way to help Warren. Not to mention you knew just what he needed. You even helped brew a wolfsbane potion for me. What do you think? Thanks, but being a healer isn't the right fit for me. I know it's not a job for everyone, but I do appreciate the suggestion. Sounds good. The last thing I want to do is be late for my very first owl. There you are. I was worried you were going to miss our potions owl and not be allowed into 60 potions. If only we could be so lucky. Sorry to disappoint you, but I plan on being a potions classmate for another 2 years. I think you secretly want me to pass. I hope we all pass. I heard this owl is particularly difficult. So we're doing the owl. In which scenario would you use the deflating draught, nullifying the effects of a swollen solution? Which of is possible side effect from pepper up potions, sneeze and fits, steam coming out of the ears, and excessive mucus? It's not mucus, so I'm gonna guess steam. Hey. I didn't realize these questions were going to be on the exam. How many lionfish spines are used to batch in one batch of herbicide potion? 0, 5, and 4. Don't think it's 5. Could trick us with the 0. Could be a trick question and none be in there, but believe it's 4. Let's go. How long should the polyjuice potions do? Well, we know that from the movies. It's 1 month. There's not much time left. I need to hurry and finish the last section. We will now begin the practical exam. During this section, you will be graded on how well you prepare potions. I hope you will all do your best. Please identify which of these is an ingredient. Focus if I'm going to remember. Oh, just barely. Oh, excuse me. I will now test your ability to recognize how long to let a draught of peace simmer. Can you now demonstrate how to store befuddlement draught? Now let's continue on with the rest of the practical exam. The rumors hold true that potion owl was difficult. I hope I did well enough to get Professor Snape's Newt level potions classes. I hope I don't have to listen to Dan cry after I receive a higher score than him. It was easy. Naturally, I did too. That's probably a good sign. I've been preparing for this since we were first used, and even I didn't find it easy. It was a relief that Professor Tofty is less intimidating than Snape. I do try my best to help students feel less intimidated. Professor Tofty, nice to officially meet you. You know my name. Yes, actually, I've heard quite a great deal about you. Professor McGonagall tells me you have been looking for a career advice. Yes, I'm having a hard time deciding what I want to do after I leave. Become a potioneer. That sounds like a fine idea. If you'd like, I'd be happy to help you explore careers and offer my advice. It's not often you get to talk to someone from the ministry. Glad to hear it. I need your help. Andre doesn't think he needs to revise, but I don't think I can talk him out of it alone. Will you come with me to the 3 broomsticks? Thanks, Professor Tofty. Let's go talk to Andre. Is it true you're not revising? Not this again? I thought you invited me here to talk about Quidditch match last night, not to nag me. What if you get an injury and you can't play anymore? What will you do then? Hold on, you're going to have to start from the beginning. Andre hasn't been revising because he's sure he will become a professional keeper. He's been spending all his time memorizing Quidditch plays instead of exam questions. Now you sound like Charlie. Just hear me out. You now see that the Owls are opponent, even for aspiring professional Quidditch players. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that it can't hurt to try to do well. You know, on a small, minuscule chance my Quidditch career doesn't pan out. It's not that I don't have value academics. I am a Ravenclaw after all. It's just that I recognize that sometimes people are more suited for careers outside of academics. It's hard to picture Bilton as an owl or the member of the Weird Sisters becoming ministry officials. I bet you have been even considered a career outside of academics. I've considered it, but never seriously. You sure? There's plenty of interesting careers: wand maker, journalist, Quidditch referee, shopkeep. Thanks for your suggestions. When I make my decision, I'll consider careers outside of academics. That's okay. I've got a revision party in the Gryffindor common room to get to myself. Now that you're here, we can begin our revision party. Calling it a party won't make the revision less boring. You find revision boring? I'm a bit surprised you came. I thought you were planning on gliding through the owls. I was, but Charlie threatened to report my business to McGonagall. If I didn't put my foot down sometime, what kind of prefect would I be? Don't get me started on you talking Penny out of sale. I hope there's no hard feelings. Can we just go to revisions? Ben's right, you're smart. We could see you in our revision group. Then let's get started. I feel ready to take the Charms Owl now. Thanks for helping me study. Me too. The exam doesn't feel quite so scary. That was some impressive tutoring. You have been exploring possible careers, but have you ever considered becoming a professor? I want to be the youngest, hoggest professor ever, but I wouldn't mind sharing that title with you. Think about it. You helped us get through all the material quickly. You made revising not so much of a drag. Don't forget how you managed to convince Andre that it's important to revise. Yes, I think your enthusiasm about becoming a professor has worn off on me. You make a convincing argument. I'll definitely keep teaching in mind. We need to rest up. Our charms owl is soon. You're looking confident. I hope that's a good sign. I might not get an exceeds expectation or anything, but thanks to you convincing me to revise, I should at least pass my owl. I've got a lot of interest in the career suggestions. I'd still like to keep my options open. Where did you come from? Didn't mean to startle you. I overheard you talking about career plans and thought you may want some guidance. That and a new hairstyle. I don't know what I can do about the last one, but I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. What career do you think I should pick? Based on what I've heard about your experiences, I'd say Coastbreaker was a safe bet. I could also tell you what the Wizarding Examination Authority recommends based on your OWL scores, but I can't tell you that until... What? I can't tell you what you'll find most fulfilling. Ultimately, only you can make that decision. It's about time to begin. Thanks, I'd appreciate that. Welcome back, students. This time has come to take the Charms Owl. Like before, we'll begin with a written exam that tests your familiarity. I'd best not see any other answer quills. Those earlier questions felt like warm-ups. The Vermilius charm produces what color sparks red? Because it's still a flare charm. What is the incantation for the exploding charm? Bombarda. In which scenario would you use System Aperio? Door, window, chest. Chest. Let's go. Who invented the chewing charm? Fuck. You know what? I'll feel like some stray kids. Let's go. Quills down and wands at ready. Time to begin practical exam. During this part of the test, you will demonstrate your proficiency. I look forward to seeing the results. Next, please levitate this teacup. Wingardium Leviosa. Delicious. Can you show me your mastery of the engagement charm? Dominate the levitation charm with Finete Incantatum. Now let's continue on with the rest of the exam. Professor Fluick tells me you have been tutoring struggling students. I do help out from time to time. Sounds like you would do a very fine job. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Darkos and I talk a bit. It's about Tonks. That's quite alright. I need to send these written exams off to be marked anyway. What's this about Tonks? I wanted to talk to her after the exam, but before I even had the chance, she had bolted out the door. That's why I was hoping you could check in on her. I'd go myself, but I'm still trying to catch up. Don't worry, I'll go talk to Tonks. Thanks for meeting me as Uncle's Tonks. I don't mind helping you shop, but can we keep this short? I need to go back to revision. Penny was right, there was something wrong with you. Oh, I admit, I'm afraid I'm not doing well enough for my owls to become an owl. You probably think it's silly, right? Part of being an owl is keeping you cool under pressure. Why don't you think about managing the stress as a test? I appreciate the sentiment, but it's the last thing I needed. Why don't we shop around for some jokes? It might help you take your mind off of the fear. It's no use, nothing's going to take my mind off the owls. Perhaps I can help with that. What are you doing here? I was actually out running errands for Madame Pomfrey. You're working with Madame Pomfrey? Yes, and she's short on common droughts these days. I've been helping students relax. That actually makes sense. How can someone who's always afraid help others with that fear? Think about it, Ben's been afraid for so long, he's learned how to cope with it. He knows he's afraid, but he still manages to function despite it for the most parts. It's okay to be afraid, you don't have to get over your fear, you just have to learn how to manage it. You have a lot of time to think when you're hiding in the world all day. What you're saying makes sense, but how am I supposed to achieve that? You just have to get your confidence back. Not that I don't enjoy sneaking into Flinch's office, so aren't you supposed to be helping me get my confidence back? We are going to prove once and for all that you have what it takes to become an O by trick and flinch. You've lost me again. Part of an O training includes stealth and tracking. Sneaking into Flinch's office undetected and finding what information he has on us will prove you have those skills. I know it's an important part of being an O, but being discreet isn't exactly my forte. Once you see you have the practical skills, I'm sure you'll get your confidence back. You know what? I think you're right. So what's the plan? Always often transfigure and untransfigure things on the job, right? So I thought we could practice for Transfiguration Owl and test your skills as an O all at once. That sounds brilliant. Great, then let's hurry. I found plenty of Flinch's notes on me. What about you? He's got every time I have ever pulled a trick at Hogwarts in here, but that's not all. I also found a notebook full of notes Flinch took on Professor Tofty. Not try to imagine why Flinch does the things he does. We don't really have time to think about it anyway. You need to complete your final test. Here goes nothing. I did it. Maybe I am more prepared than I give myself credit for. I told you that you had everything you needed to do well on the Owls and become an O. Thanks. Now I can feel ready to take on the rest of my Owls. Happy to help. At least one of us knows what they want to do after Hogwarts. You don't know what career you to pick yet? I have an idea, but I don't want to make my decision without exploring other careers first. I'd hate to realize too late that there's something I'd rather enjoy doing even more. You already have experience hunting down dark wizards, and you are clearly familiar with the job in training. I'd say you were meant to become an O. What do you think? I'm definitely interested in becoming an O. Thanks for the suggestion. Don't know why you didn't think of it sooner. Why don't we get out of here before Flinch pays us an unexpected visit? Like the Transfiguration Owl. Look ready for the Transfiguration Owl? Really? Because I think I look like my mom now. I know you're feeling better. I feel more ready than ever to become an O. As a career in O, career as an O. Now that's a fine, respectable career. They take only the best of the best, you know. I really must stop doing that. I just couldn't help but overhear. I think I've just about got Darko's convinced. She didn't have to work very hard. Becoming an O sounds like an interesting career. It's also quite difficult. You'll want to get excellent scores on your Owls, especially in Transfiguration and your other core classes. Though, in my opinion, the O office would be foolish not to consider you, given your experience. Now, if you don't mind, I need to prepare the armadillos. No, I have faced dark wizards. You know how quickly gossip spreads. You would know you're the one of the worst offenders. I wouldn't read too much into it. The exam is about to start. Nice to see you again, students. It's time to begin your Transfiguration Owls. Once again, we will begin with a written exam that tests your ability to recall Transfiguration definitions and rules. I knew that previous section was too good to be true. Which of the following is not a type of a transfiguration? Vanishment. No. You can vanish something, you can conjure something, it's summoning. Because summoning is a charm. Accio. How many principles exceptions are there to the game's law? 10's too much. 3's too little. Safe bet's in the middle. Let's go. Answering these next questions is going to be challenging. Would be the easiest transfiguration. Well, we first learned porcupine to pincushion, so I'd say that. Let's go. Switching spells, switching to targets' locations, switching to targets' traits, no. Simultaneously? Let's go. Almost finished. There's one section of the written exam left. Now let's continue on with the rest of the written test. Do take care not to lose track of your animals. Animal to object transformation. Vera Voto. Snake summons spell. Sopensotia. Sopensotia. I don't know. Vanishing spell. Evansico. Switching spells. Pillow to armadillo. I can tell you two have been revising your transfiguration. You are even skilled enough to hypothetically transfigure paper into rights. I didn't know we snuck into Flinch's office. I guess we weren't as discreet as we thought. As Flinch came tearing in screaming about missing papers, he suspected it was one of you, but didn't have any proof until now. I suppose you're going to tell Flinch now? Harmlessly letting off a bit of steam. I don't see why we need to report this to Mr. Flinch. Actually, Professor Tofty, we have something we want to tell you. While we were in Flinch's office, we found notes Flinch took on you. He's been following you, keeping track of who you talk to and where you go. We just thought you should know. Sorry to run off so quickly, but I'm going to see what I can do to clear this up. I've been looking for you. I was hoping we could revise for the written portion of the herbology owls together. Of course, we'll meet in the library. There you go. We can finally get started. Wait, where's your textbook? I know I'm no expert, but you need books to revise. You never had any intention of revising, did you? That's right, I actually called you here to play a trick on revising students. But actually, revising sounds even better. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree. Don't you think I know that? Why are you so hesitant to revise? Why don't we think about how to explain it while we are revising for herbology? Alright, I think I'm ready to talk. The truth is, it's not the owls I have a problem with, it's deciding what I want to do after graduation. Seems to know what they want to do after Hogwarts. Tonks wants to be an owl, Charlie a dragonologist, Andre a keeper, Penny a potioneer, but I have no clue. Professor Flitwick keeps asking me what I want to do, but all I know is that I don't want to end up like my parents, working in the ministry, upholding pointless rules that make people miserable. I have only been avoiding revising because I wanted to avoid having to make a decision. It's okay, Tonks, I'm happy for you, it's just we are only fifth year. You don't know what? You know what? No, I don't think so. To tell you the truth, I haven't decided on what career I want to pursue either. In fact, I'm probably just as afraid of being pressured into a decision as you. But while I'm still not sure what I'm going to say when McGonagall asks me again, I know I want to do my best on my owls so I'm able to do what I want when I do make a decision. It may be too late for me for the first 3 hours, but at least I can salvage the last four. I'd be happy to help bring you up to speed. No problem. It's nice to know that I'm not the only one not knowing what career to choose. Now let's get ready to take the herbology owl. And I think this might be the most interesting you have ever looked while revising. I'm actually revising. You're not planning on pulling a trick during the herbology hour, are you? I'll save that for the newts. I was just thinking about careers and what you told me back in the library. I'm undecided for now, but eventually I'm going to have to choose, so I thought I may as well start exploring my options. I know, and it's almost killed me to say it, so let's just say I took a cue from my favorite fellow undecided friend. Good luck on the rest of your owls. Thanks, you too. Congratulations, as of this herbology owl, you'll be halfway through your exams. I hope you'll continue to give it your all on this exam, which will test your understanding of plants and their magical uses. To those all of your questions right away, but now I'm going to have to really think about these ones. Wigan tree products protects what? What? Touching the trunk of a wigan tree protects you from what? Dark creatures? Hey. Needles. Isn't that needles hair? Because you can get a needle, and what was that? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm guessing. I'll need to be careful with this next section. Which of the following is not another name for belladonna? Belladonna is like a flower. Deadly nightshade is a flower. A chupa. I don't know about that. Flitter bloom. That just sounds too fake. Hey. Which of the Membless Memoltonia used as a defense mechanism? Stink sap. I know that one. Now roll up those sleeves and grab a trowel. Students, it's time to begin the practical exam. I will now test you on your ability to handle and care for plants. Next, please water your screech snap. Take care not to over or underwater them. Let's see if you can assess the needs of this dittany. Ooh. Oh, Bailey. Next, fertilize your fan geranium. Do watch out for the teeth. Please report these baby mandrakes. Don't forget your earmuffs. Now let's continue on with the rest of the practical exam. Professor Sprout told me to keep an eye out for you, and now I see why. You have not already made up your mind. You may want to consider a career in herbology. Your root handling could use a bit of polish, but you certainly show promise. I'd recommend you at least consider becoming a herbologist. Nah, appreciate the suggestion, but I'm not that interested in herbology. After all, compared to working as a coastbreaker, being a simple herbologist must seem rather dull. That's enough for now. Why don't we call it a day? Good idea to set our Health Magical Creature Revision group in the Forbidden Forest. Plus, I can search for dragons while we revise. What's wrong? You are usually thrilled to go outside, and this might come as a surprise, but I'm not the smartest wizard. I'm not too good at exams, so I've been worrying, what if I don't get a good enough score on Care for Magical Creature exam? That won't happen. You love creatures, and you have studied loads this owl. I know so. And you hate the library, so that's saying something else. Thank you, everyone. I feel a bit better about my chances now. That's not true, and we'll prove it. Why don't you ask Barnaby an exam question? Auguries? No, it's bull truckles. My apologies, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was merely calling for my missing bull truckles. You lost your bull truckle. Fortunately, a few of them got loose. Would you mind helping me look for them? I found the missing bull truckles. Well done. Hold on, I recognize that bull truckle. It's Barnaby Jr. You named the bull chuckle after me. I'm honored no one's ever named something after me before. But I still wasn't able to find him. How do you do it? It was easy. I remember bull chuckles prefer wiggin trees, so I started there. Then I remember bull chuckles eat O.W.L.s, so I looked for the wiggin tree that had the most. Yeah, click the button. Young Maggie's zoologist. Of course, of all my name's not Sylvanus Kettlebone. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to get this wee one back to his branch. I knew you had all the knowledge in you. You just need to have more confidence in yourself. You're right. I feel more prepared than ever to take the honest exam. Actually, I could say the same for you. Why not? Quiz and Barnaby clearly demonstrating you know magical creatures, and you do have a way with Sickles Wolf. So what do you think? Will you consider becoming a magic zoologist? I do love magical creatures. I'll definitely keep becoming a I can't fucking say it. I think you do really well. One of us, one of us, one of us. Well, I'd say we have studied enough for one day. Now all that's left is the Cave of Magical Creatures Owl. You're certainly looking more confident. Unfortunately, I can't say the same about you. Barnaby's right. You look worried. What's the matter? At the end of our exams, Professor McGonagall is going to ask me again what I want to do, but I'm still not sure. I have an answer. I know this is important, but for now, why don't you just focus on your owl? You wouldn't want to be so distracted that you do poorly. That sounds like good advice. Good day, Button, young magic zoologist. Today you will take your care for magical creatures owl. While I know you are eager to get to the creatures, we will once again begin with the written exam. Every hour, every minute, every day. Middle one always works, so middle every hour. Let's go. Pollock's horses. Pollock was the very first creature I got in my reserve. So, I know that they guard horses. New Scamander would even find some of these questions tricky. Which of the following? Hey, we just did this. It's bull chuckles. We just did this. We just did this. Wiggin trees. We also just did this. Now comes the fun part. It's practical exam. I will evaluate your ability to assess and meet creatures' needs. Please determine what care this Kneasel needs. Next, feed you fire crab. Points will be deducted if you sustain serious bones. Feed the sick unicorn. Now let's continue on with the rest of the practical exam. I have had my fair share of experiences with magical creatures. Any interesting creatures stories to tell? I did fend off a chimera who said anything about Coast Vaults. The chimera was one of Professor Colorbone's creatures that escaped. I helped him get it back. Somehow I'm not surprised he managed to lose a chimera. Confronting a chimera and living to tell the tale is quite a feat. Perhaps that is a sign you should consider a career as a magic zoologist. You sound like a few of my friends. It has been some time since I have seen a student with such promise. If there is anything I can do to help you decide and not waste your potential, I would be happy to do it. But better get going. I promised Biddy I'd revise history of magic with her in the library. Thanks for getting us a table. I should be thanking you for agreeing to revise. I was having a hard time getting through the material on my own. Memorizing all these facts and dates will be easier if we revise together. Why don't we begin by quizzing each other? Sounds good. Ask me any question. Salt Blizzard of 1378. Perhaps that question was too vague. Should I try something else? I got distracted envision how I'd convey Madame Pince's love of silence in a portrait. And it's hard to think about the past when it's the future I'm really worried about. Who realistically remembers what the Soap Blizzard led to anyway. How do you know the answer to that question? Because I like history, obviously. You do, of course. History is full of deaths, wars, suffering, secrets. That makes sense in Ismelda sort of way. But you always sleep through history of magic. You would too if you already knew everything. Look, do you not want my help? You want to help us? Why? Because if I have to hear you complain anymore, I'll go mad. Thank you, that's surprisingly nice of you. Didn't know revising for history and magic could be so interesting. You really are a history buff. Yes, well, you're not as ignorant in the subject as I thought you'd be, though. You still have a long way to go, but you may make a halfway decent magical historian. I'll pass and enjoy our revision session, but I don't think I could handle a whole career. It's for the best, so you'd probably find it too intense. Here's one last piece of advice. Watch your back. Someone's been spying on you this entire time. I've been waiting for you in the common room for ages. Let's go. Well, that's certainly concerning. I better ask her about it again when I see her for History of Magic. I was hoping we could talk about what you said. Can't you see I'm busy preparing for the exam? Well, that wasn't helpful. It really makes you wonder if Bismilda is actually telling the truth. Considering I have been threatened by dark wizards being spied on, seems like a real possibility. Though I can't help but wonder if it's all some sort of cruel joke. I suppose it can't hurt to keep my guard up. You're in the final stretch now. You'll be taking your History of Magic OWL. Given the nature of this class, there will be no practical exam. Instead, the exam will be entirely composed of wits and potion. Now let's see how well you have memorized. No way you would be right next to someone. Anyways, which clause? Clause 3. Because you always gotta go for the bottom. I don't know. This one, which event followed this? Oh, Ismail to say was the economic crash. Why did Liechtenstein not attend the first meeting? House elf protest, doubtful. No stance on the chill weights, and overtime Quidditch match. Chill weights. The earliest date possible, I'm gonna guess, and I'm right. I need to make sure I don't mix up all the names and dates on these tricky questions. Well, and then the weird allow herself to be caught. Going in the middle. Who killed Emmerich the Evil? Well, you got E and E, so I'm gonna go E and E. Let's go. What goblin led the 18th century? Og the Unclean. Yeah, he's unclean. A statue of wizardly secrecy. For the muggles, of course. My hand is starting to cramp. Thankfully, I'm almost done. Not too badly, though I do worry I may have confused Emmerich the Evil for Ulrich the Oddball. Happens all the time. Perhaps one day it'll be your name they are confusing. Why do you say that? Wizards and witches had been Searching for centuries to discover the secrets of Coast Vault, secrets you are now uncovering. I'd say you are making wizarding history right now. I hope so. I'd love to end up in the history of magic textbook. Well, I would say you're well on your way. I'd advise you not to let your quest for adventure lead you down the wrong path. As a history buff myself, I'd love to hear more of what happened. I've been looking for you, not to interrupt, but Mula and I were about to go practice the defense against the dark arts. I thought you might care to join us. You should never pass up the opportunity to learn. That sounds good. I'll meet you in the training grounds. And if someone is actually spying on me, I could use all the training I can get. You're welcome, but it wasn't actually. It was actually Mueller's. You weren't supposed to tell him that. That's why I did. Then don't be surprised when I will Deprimo spell blast a hole through you instead of the floor. I had no idea you were so concerned about me getting good marks. I figured you could use all the help you can get. If we have to work together to find the Coast Vaults, I can't have you being a liability. You don't even know the incantation for the snake's vanishing spell. Sepasocia, you need more help than I thought. That's the snake's salmon spell. The correct answer is Vipra Avansika. I don't know. I think we could all stand up for a bit of review. Let's start practicing. Your spell work is as impressive as ever. You'd make a fine duelist, as if Dan will consider becoming anything but a coast breaker. I haven't decided for certain, but I am leaning towards becoming the professional coast breaker. See, I told you. That makes sense. I already have had plenty of experience in tutoring. But are you really interested in coast breaking, or are you only following that path because that's what everyone expects from you? But instead, I'm more confused than ever. Not to mention the hours are almost over. You are going to have to decide soon. You are not helping for once. I'm glad Dumbledore wants to see me in his office. There you are. You're early. Our other guest has yet to arrive. I was hoping we could discuss careers. We will, but for now, I suggest you take a look for a place to hide. You wanted to see me, Elvis? Actually, I had hoped we could discuss why you have been monitoring Mr. Dane. I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. You always swore a terrible liar. How long have you known? Had my suspicions since the beginning. Better than to think I could keep secrets from you, Elvis. Very well. The Ministry is troubled by the situation concerning the Coast Vaults, particularly given reports that a group of dark wizards may be actively pursuing them. Due to Mr. Dane's personal involvement with the Coast Vaults and the concern that he may be in some way connected to these dark wizards, the Ministry thought it prudent to use your status as an examiner to spy on the students. I didn't want to take the assignment, but they insisted this was an opportunity they couldn't ignore. Especially considering I know you tasked August Flinch with monitoring me. Thank you. I can't believe Professor Tofty was gathering information on me for the Ministry. Told me someone was spying on me, but for it to be Professor Tofty, I appreciate you letting me hear all that. Hoping for advice, allow me to finally give you some. Many people will have expectations of you, both good and bad. While it may be helpful to take others' opinions into account, ultimately only you know what's best for yourself. I have been known to be one on occasion. Good luck on you, final hour. Or, as I have been told, muggles rather violently say, break a foot. Isn't it break a leg? It's finally time for your last exam. I must say I'm looking forward to seeing the results of your studies. Perhaps afterwards we can discuss more of your coast-breaking adventures. There's a lot I'd like to tell you. Excellent. I look forward to our talk. This is it, students. The moment I'm sure many of you have been waiting for. Why is there so few students? We'll wrap up our examinations with a defense against the dark arts owl. This written exam will test your familiarity with the incantations and uses of defensive spells. I got through that full section easily enough, but this one looks tough. What is the incantation for the snake vanishing spell? Mila told me it's Vepra Ska. Yeah. In which of these scenarios would you use the impediment charm to slow someone down? This arm's expelling arm's blind is, I don't know, but it's not impediment. I hope I can remember the answers to these next questions. Reducto, it's to blast objects because of Hogwarts Legacy. I use that quite often, I believe. I believe it was in Hogwarts Legacy. Tongue-tying cos impedimenta. No, that's to jinx. Incausus is to bind someone. Mimble wimble. Then the final stretch of the written exam. Just one last section. Now we'll begin the defense against arts practical section. Wands out ready. It's time to begin. Oh, this is the bog out. Is it? Oh, this is the bog out. Ridiculous. Use a stunning spell to stun your opponent. Stupefy. Can you identify this jinx and cast the correct counter jinx? That concludes your owls. Congratulations, you have all completed your owls. You will receive your results soon. It has been an honor to be in your examiner. I hope you will be pleased with your results. You mentioned you had something you wanted to tell me. Oh dear, I suppose you probably have some questions for me. Are you suspicious of me? Do you think I'm working with some organization of dark wizards to take whatever's in the Coast Vaults? Getting to know you has made me more certain than ever before. The Ministry is just concerned you are being used or targeted by dark wizards, wizards who would use the Coast Vaults to do you and others harm. And I, for one, would hate to see a young wizard with so much potential go down the path. Figured it was about time. Just like that, it's about time for me to follow up with Professor McGonagall about my career path. You're just in time. We were all discussing how we thought we did on our owls. I'm supposed to be meeting McGonagall to discuss careers. One of our classmates pulled her aside a few minutes ago. I imagine she'll be back soon. I'll take you up on that invitation. I'm anxious to hear what everyone thought about owls. I apologize for keeping you waiting. You said you wanted to follow up on our career advice. I took your suggestion and explored different career options. Last time we talked, you had some career ideas but weren't ready to commit. Does you coming to me now mean you have chosen on the career to explore? I've made a decision, but probably not what you think. I've decided that I'm not ready to decide. Help me realize there's lots of possible careers I want to explore. So for now, I hope it's alright if I remain undecided. But to get you thinking of what you might want to do, I suggest you continue to take opportunities to explore different careers. Thank you. You're welcome. Despite what you students may think, at times we professors do want to help you succeed. Even Professor Snape. Do you mind if I borrow Mr. Dan? I'll be heading out shortly, but before I go, I wanted to wish you luck. It's been an honor being your examiner. I speak on behalf of myself and the Ministry when I say I'm eager to see what your future holds. Do you think I did well on my owls? You'll have to see for yourself. Fail. Owl examination results. Gryffindor. O's for outstanding, and I got O for everything. Let's go. Catch you next time. Peace.